Welcome to another Monster Legends video. In this video, I'll be showing you the best Obsidian and Ancestral relics, because Ancestral relics can't be crafted, and old monsters can't use them. Also, this is based off of PvP and Team Wars. So if you want to know the best relics for Bounty Hunt and Coliseum, I might make another video on that. So starting off with Obsidian swords, I picked Elvira's sword. It's mainly because of the repentance that it applies. It's one of the strongest tortures, not the strongest, but it does quite a bit of damage. I almost picked Shrimpwaiter's sword because it applies sunburn, which does less damage, but also decreases accuracy. But Shrimpwaiter's sword can't be crafted, so that's why I picked Elvira's sword. For Ancestral swords, there are two really good options, and I picked them both, one for attack teams and one for defense teams. So, for attack teams, it's the Star Sailor sword. The main thing about it is the stamina regen from the first perk, and you don't really need to get it past a level 20 unless you're using stamina runes, but 99% of the time those aren't worth running. For defense teams, it's Electro Patrol sword, and that's because of days, 25% less accuracy, and that has been ruining a lot of my attacks when I'm doing PvP, so that's why I also chose it. For masks, I'm going with Torvax's mask because it has stamina regeneration, and also it applies curse if you attack. So it's pretty simple. For Ancestral mask, this one's a bit harder since I don't have most of them, and most of the monsters I use also don't have masks, but I'm going to go with Cosmos Civilian's mask because it gives stamina and also applies stamina regen, which is good, and also heals. Oh, and random buff. For Obsidian Relics, it's always going to be Shadowina's Essence. It has Revival, and also applies Bleed to enemies. And since one of the best attackers, Charm Constructor, has Bleed Hater as a trait, I sometimes use it, as you can see, even for monsters that can have stamina ancestral essence, because it's just that good. Also, Skullbug doesn't have any attacking skills. And for Ancestral Relics, it's always the same thing every time. It's Mutagenesis Essence for the stamina removal and also revival. So you can't go wrong with either of these essence. For Amulets, the best Obsidian one is Gaffle's Amulet, and that's because it has toxins, which is super OP. But it's not craftable, so the best Obsidian relic that is craftable is Antlerian's Amulet. It gives stamina and also applies Pyrophobic Shield, which is just evasion except for fire attacks. For Amulets, I'm also missing half of them, but I'm going to pick Wasteland Amulet because of the random debuff. That's kind of it. Also, it has decent healing, but again, I don't have most of these, and most of the monsters I use don't have amulets. For Obsidian Chaps, it's another case of Toxins OP, except it can't be crafted. So, Slumpster's Trap, it gives stamina back, and also deals nature damage. For some reason I thought it applied poison, but I guess not. This one's a bit tricky since most of them are bad, but I'm going with Revenge Squadron Trap, which I don't have and isn't even obtainable right now. But it gives life regeneration in the first perk, and also control, and also the second perk goes really well with controls like stun and time stop, since they can't attack for an extra turn or use any skills for an extra turn after that. Obsidian staff is going to be Merc staff because it gives the stamina to all allies and also applies nightmares when you attack. For the Ancestral staff, I'm picking Free Reign staff because it gives stamina regeneration in the first perk, and almost every other staff requires an enemy to be under control. For Obsidian armor, it's going to be Killer Rock's armor because it gives stamina to the wearer and also removes stamina from attackers and heals a tiny bit, but it's not that much healing. For Ancestral armor, I'm picking Celestial Paradise armor because of the third perk. It's the only relic in the game that isn't an essence that can revive your monster, and Graceful Quartermaster just has to be in the team. The armor doesn't have to be on him, though. It can be on any other monster that can have armor, like Just Injustice or Adelaide Cliffbreaker. So that makes it really good. Most people won't expect it, and most people also don't have it since it wasn't obtainable until like 2 months ago for most people. Also, the first perk with armor, all allies armor at the start of battle is decent too. For Obsidian relics, the best one is Electra's Shield, and that's because of the 50% damage protection it gives. It's also one of the can't be crafted Obsidian relics, so instead I'll have to pick Mermaid Spear Advanced Shield, which is just for the water weakness. It's not that good otherwise. None of the Obsidian shields are good really. And for the Ancestral Shield, I always pick Electric Patrol Shield. That's because it gives your tank evasion. Most of the shield users are tanks, such as Linnaeus and Cerberus, and having evasion is really good for them. For Obsidian Banner, it's Royal Magus Banner because it gives all allies stamina, and that's kind of all it does. It also increases strength by a tiny bit, but you mainly use that for the stamina. And last but not least, the best Ancestral banner is Darkblade's Banner because 500,000 points is a lot of healing for a single relic, and also it has stamina removal after you get damaged. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped, and bye.